Good afternoon, Virgos. This is Nereida Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching. Today we're going to talk about today's eclipse, October 18th, and how it's affecting you. All right? Now, this is not your personalized chart, but you, Virgos, in general. Always, since I know you're very detailed, let me remind you, check also the sign for your time of birth, your ascendant, also known as your ascendant, and your moon sign, okay? Because that's going to make a big difference, not just your Virgo sign. And if you're born on the cusp, you're also going to have to see that a cusp sign also to get a better idea of what's going on. Or just contact me. We do a personalized chart for you and a reading. And that would make it so much clearer and less time consuming. Anyway, Virgos, so you have this eclipse happening in your 8th house. In your 8th house, you got personal finances, joint finances going on with some kind of partnerships. All right. This is also too dealing with time of needing to take care of your body. All right, because surgeries might come up or dealings with things that you're no longer, I hate to bring this up, it's dealing in your house of sex, so you might not have those same cravings, or you might be having an operation. Remember, people, Virgos, you guys are so wonderfully detailed about your health, and that is great, but you need to be more when I say healthy, is more organic, okay? Popping those medications are not going to do you any good. They're going to sustain you, all right? But it's not going to make you an optimal, healthy wellness. So, and since it's happening in your 8th house, that means any negative emotions that you've been dealing with, you're collecting there in that area, in that lower abdominal region, okay? Of your reproductive systems, and men, that includes your prostate, okay? Women, your ovaries, cervix, your womb. So do know that if you are not releasing, okay, toxins and energetic toxins, and I'm talking about that big O, all right, sufficiently and regularly, you're going to have a buildup of toxins there. Remember, we release toxins not only through our bladder, not only through our lower bowels, okay, not only through our tears, okay, and our sweat glands. We release toxins also through breathing. Remember, carbon dioxide comes out, and also through that big O is releases a lot of emotional, psychological, and physical toxins. Thank goodness we don't necessarily hurt anybody in the process, okay? And each section of those release different toxins that the rest of the body cannot release. So maybe you're saying, I drink enough water, I release enough toxins, I have a good bladder going on. Well, that's good for that section of toxins, but the other ones are not being released. So take that all into consideration, okay? Really. So, and since I know that, health is a big concern for you, please understand that and think about that. Also know that we got a Pluto-Uranus pull going on, okay? And that's happening besides in your 8th house, which also represents your joint finances. So make sure that all those, T's are crossed, all those I's are dotted. If you don't need to sign any contracts right now, then don't for the next 6 months, okay? Especially financial ones. If you don't need to buy a car, or you can just buy a cash, great, all right? But if you do, which, hey, life goes on. Sometimes we do. Just because, say, I cannot buy this car, or I cannot get this, mortgage on my house because Nereida Sirena says, no, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm also saying to make sure that you're getting it checked by a lawyer, okay, or by an accountant, someone who knows the wording and the logistics of that contract to keep you safe and everything is understood, because you don't want to get a lemon, all right, especially if you're trying to get oranges, okay. So also know that you're having that push and pull going on in your 5th house of entertainment, children, small pets, and also romance. So something's going on there. Maybe you're feeling a little frigid, and you're not, frigid usually means because you're not trusting someone, really. Let's use the correct vocabulary. I know you would appreciate that. So when you're feeling frigid towards someone, it's usually because you're not feeling completely comfortable. You're not feeling trusting with your body, knowing that that person is in total control of themselves no matter what is going on. And you usually are not going to release that and surrender yourself if you know that someone else is not in control, okay? Remember, too, that in the olden times, really, the origin of the word virgin actually meant, okay, woman who was not wed, not necessarily woman who was not passionately active. How's that? Okay? So, all right, remember the Vesta virgins of Greece actually used their healing powers, their passion to heal others. All right, something you might want to reconsider and look at how things have changed. Okay, so also Virgos, please consider too that you're having Saturn in your third house of your communications. All right, things are not. You also need to pay attention to what's going on with your siblings and your cousins, aunts and uncles, and your neighbors. So maybe your neighborhood has been changing around a lot. They're fixing the streets, or your neighbor's moving. Okay, and somehow this is affecting you. Also, too, is you feel like you're forgetting information. You learned, let's say, you might have learned the 13 colonies, what they were, and at the time, if they had capitals or not. And now, it's not coming to you. That's quite all right. And you're giving yourself a hard time. Stop being so self-critical. Be more loving. Be more understanding. And realize you are not perfect. It's okay. That's why you're here. If you were perfect, you'd be, with our divine creator, having a conversation with Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus, and all the other wonderful, representations we have of the divine. And that's okay. So, to recap, it's happening in your eighth house of joint finances, sex, surgery, all right? And push and pull going on in your fifth house of romance and children. Might be having trouble with the kids there. That's understand. Remember, they are just putting down the foot who they are, and you need to accept that. But do not be their walking mat. Don't let them walk all over you. Don't be their martyr. Don't be their, victim. Remember, you do have a choice, okay? And also, too, is your communications, all right? So any contracts, make sure they're reviewed by the correct authority, and everything should be fine. Give yourselves a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of understanding, and a lot of intimacy, okay? And Virgos, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. This is Nereida Sirena. If you want to check your personal chart, come see me at celestialsoulwellness.com. Bye-bye.